Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our one-year anniversary special here on GWA Supercharged. I am Joe Davis. We're coming to you live from the GWA Arena in Seattle, Washington. Thank you so much for joining us on such a special occasion. We're going to get the action started right away. We're not going to waste any time. Chris Van Diver making his way down to the ring to take on a former foe in Aldo P. Wallace. 1 year ago in our very first show in the semifinals of the World Championship Tournament, these two would meet each other, and with this quick roll-up pin, Chris Van Diver would be victorious on that night. Aldo P. Wallace didn't take too kindly to it, attacked Van Diver after the match, which led to a little feud between the two for quite some time. And here we are 1 year later, and they're going to be facing off yet again.
And his opponent from Newcastle upon Tyne, England, weighing in at 379 pounds, strongman Aldo P. Wallace.
Aldo P. Wallace, a strong man from England. As I had mentioned, these two men are no strangers to one another, as that particular match and the beatdown from Aldo P. Wallace following that match led to that feud that really put those two on the map here in Global Wrestling Alliance. We see a rivalry renewed 1 year later right here tonight. Well, we're about to find out. Chris Van Diver, Aldo P. Wallace in our 1 year anniversary special, and the bell sounds. We're underway. Wallace buries the right hand into the girts, sends him to the buckle, and of course Lilith Van Diver, as always, on the outside of the ring to support her husband, who is cornered right now by strongman Aldo P. Wallace. And look at this strength, are you kidding me? We have a very special night for you planned this evening. An action-packed match card, as well as like a few moments ago where we showed you some clips from our very first show. We have several other clips and special moments, important moments over the last year of GWA Wrestling that we're going to be covering with you throughout the night as part of our 1 year anniversary special. So stay tuned for all these special moments, as well as all of the action that we have planned for you tonight. Chris Van Diver battling back now against Aldo P. Wallace, and look at that headlock takeover and right down into the shoulder joint. And Van Diver wrestles Aldo P. Wallace down, trying to lay the punishment on thick. And Van Diver now stomping on the hands, the fingers of Aldo P. Wallace. And again, goes right back to it. He figures if he damages the hands, maybe Aldo P. Wallace wouldn't be able to press slam him. And that's something that Chris Van Diver ultimately is going to want to avoid here tonight, is that freakish strength and power of strongman Aldo P. Wallace. Van Diver hooks him up, sends him to the corner. An elbow right to the face, and here comes Aldo. Scoop up and a backbreaker. A second. And tosses Van Diver like a trash. Aldo P. Wallace, a very large athlete, extremely strong. This is well known, well documented. And once he gets on a roll, it's almost impossible to stop him. Choke slam off the middle rope, sending Chris Van Diver halfway across the ring. Cover here, 1. And just a 1 count, and Chris Van Diver able to get the shoulder up. Chop right to the back of the head and drops the elbow for good measure. Aldo now in control of Chris Van Diver, takes him to the ropes. And a scoop here, a body slam, but throws him into the ropes. 1, 2, and a 2 count this time. And a kick out by Chris Van Diver against the rope, so he was unable to use his legs and feet to try to break his fall. Van Cutter! Van Cutter! Van Cover! The cover! 1, 2, no, a 2 count. And Aldo P. Wallace able to get the shoulder up, get the kick out, but Chris Van Diver has him where he wants him. Sweeps the leg. Wrestling takedown. Chris Van Diver with a vicious knee strike. Follows it up with another and another. Chris Van Diver battling back yet again until the forearm shot and the headbutt by strongman Aldo P. Wallace, which halts Chris Van Diver in his tracks. And here it is, the press slam. Look at this strength and power. Drops him like a bad habit in the center of the ring. Here's the cover. 1, 2, 3. And the victory for strongman Aldo P. Wallace. Look at this. This will never not be impressive, that he can take another grown human being and do that to them. It gains him a victory here tonight on our 1-year anniversary special.
Here is your winner, strongman, Aldo P. Wallace.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to bring you yet another clip from the previous year of GWA action, and it's the debut of now former world champion Alexander Sokolov. He took part in the International Wrestling Invitational back in January. Alexander Sokolov would be very impressive. In round 1, he would defeat Mansoor. In the second round, the elevated triangle choke would put Lindsay Dorado asleep. And in the final round, a reversal to get out of that predicament. And again, the elevated triangle choke. And the Russian gladiator Alexander Sokolov would win the International Wrestling Invitational. He would get signed to Global Wrestling Alliance, be granted a world title shot, and would become World Heavyweight Champion later on. Coming up later on tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we have Eric of the Viking Raiders set to take on one half of the World's Tag Team Champions, Derek Wright. We also have the Women's World Champion, Wild Thing, Tammy Mullins, set to square off with Shelly Bennett. And in our main event, the World's Heavyweight Champion, Pretty Boy Arthur Caldwell, will battle Big Bubba Mason. But coming up next, Owen Gerald Sexton will step into the ring with Gavin Briggs. So we're going to send it back down to the ring, and we're going to get that matchup underway. Owen Gerald Sexton, the #1 contender for the GWA United States Heavyweight Championship, currently held by primetime Charles Thompson. And tonight, for our 1-year anniversary special, he is set to take on Gavin Briggs.
California, weighing in at 215 pounds, Gavin Briggs.
Here's a young man that has been with us from the very beginning. Gavin Briggs also took part in our very first event, the World Heavyweight Championship Tournament. He made it through round 1. He made it to the semifinals, where he was defeated, but a strong showing for Gavin Briggs on that night. And here he is, still with us 1 year later, still trying to find his way in trying to get everybody to believe in him. Well, this should be a good matchup, ladies and gentlemen. Owen Gerald Sexton against Gavin Briggs. The official calls for the bell and we're underway. And Briggs came out swinging. He got it blocked, shoved away by Sexton, trying to create some distance. A shot right up underneath the chin, hooks him up, snap suplex with a float over. One, not even a one. Gavin Briggs quick with a kick out. I don't believe that Sexton was going to defeat Briggs that early, but a quick cover could gain any competitor a sudden victory, so you always have to give it a shot. Briggs puts on the brakes, shot to the lower back, and drop down, leapfrog over the top, and went for the elbow, but blocked by Briggs, and now a reversal by Sexton, clothesline to the back of the head. I gotta believe that Charles Thompson will be watching this match intently behind the scenes. One that time for Sexton. But as I was saying, I believe that Thompson will be watching this match backstage, knowing that the #1 contender for his United States heavyweight title is competing here. He's going to want to be scoping out the competition. And down, and a misfire by Sexton caught him with the drop kick, however. And went for the double axe handle smash. Couldn't connect. And a tackle by Sexton. Sexton, at this point, has been in total control. Gavin Briggs has not been able to mount much of an offense here in this match. Sexton sends him for the ride, drop down, and leapfrog. And that time, Sexton connects with the elbow. Here's the cover. 1, 2, 3. Not this time, but very, very close for Owen Gerald Sexton. And powerbomb by Sexton. Perfectly executed. 1, 2. And another 2 count for Sexton after that high impact powerbomb. And in the very near future, Owen Gerald Sexton will be getting that opportunity, will be getting that shot at the United States heavyweight title. And so far, Sexton undefeated here in Global Wrestling Alliance, looking to continue that momentum all the way up until his United States heavyweight championship match. Bulldog by Gavin Briggs. And Briggs now He steps through, crosses the legs, and here is the modified sharpshooter, and Sexton is in trouble. Owen Gerald Sexton in a lot of trouble. Gavin Briggs has won many a matches with this very hold, but Sexton able to crawl to the ropes, gets the rope break, and that saves him in this matchup. But how much damage was done? Cover. 1, 2, 3. Not this time, but very close. Gavin Briggs saying that the official, he wants a faster count. He thought he had Sexton right there. Briggs now, piston-like right hands. Briggs still trying to get this capacity crowd to believe in him. Briggs now, once again, using the fist. Come on, referee, those are closed fists. Drops the knee right in the face. Nothing pretty there. 1, 2, does he got it? Not this time. So very close. Fraction of a second away from victory. And a block. Sexton hooks him up, and a modified Russian leg sweep there. Not sure what Sexton calls that maneuver, but now he's got Gavin Briggs right where he wants him. Hooks him up and plants him. Cover. 1, 2, 3, and Owen Gerald Sexton is victorious yet again. Let's show you how he did it. Hooks him up, plants him down, immediately goes for the cover. The 3 count and the victory.
Here is your winner, Owen Gerald Sexton.
Another big victory for Owen Gerald Sexton. We're being told that Charles Thompson is backstage. We're going to send it back to him to see what he's got to say. Well, Thompson obviously has an issue and has problems with Owen Gerald Sexton, but he's no stranger to having problems with somebody. As back in December, Charles Thompson did the unthinkable and assaulted his best friend with a steel chair. On that night, we saw the implosion of high voltage at the hands of primetime Charles Thompson. A shocking night, a shocking moment in the history of Global Wrestling Alliance on that night. Well, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, the Women's World Champion, Wild Thing Tammy Mullins, will square off with Shelly Bennett.
Scheduled for one fall, making her way to the ring from Toluca Lake, California, the Global Wrestling Alliance Women's World Champion, Wild Thing Tammy Mullins.
The GWA Women's World Champion, Wild Thing Tammy Mullins. She now knows who her next challenger is going to be, and that is the superstar Hallie Nolan, after she won that 6-woman over-the-top battle royal last week. But tonight, she's got to focus on Shelly Bennett.
And from Anaheim, California, Shelly Bennett.
Shelly Bennett a former women's world champion in her own right, has that championship in her sights. She wants it back, and she wants it back badly. A victory over the current world's women's champion in this non-title match would certainly set her up at the top of the ladder of potential challengers for that title in the very near future. The bell sounds, we're underway. Lock up. Mullins with a gut wrench suplex to start things off here. Mullins now with a few strikes and sends Bennett for the ride across the ring. Deep arm drag right for the cover. One, and only one. That's certainly not going to do it. A little early for that cover, but you always got to try to put your opponent away. And Bennett now with the snapmare and a whip of the neck. Shelly Bennett down across the shoulder joint. And a drop kick to the back, a low drop kick. And a stiff kick to the spine. Bennett now steps over and into a camel clutch, and the women's world champion is in trouble in the early going of this one. Mullins fighting back up. She's back up to her feet and whips Shelly Bennett right to the mat, able to break the hold. And now Mullins will send Bennett for the ride again. High drop kick. Lock up and a scoop here by Mullins. Drops her down right across the top rope. Elbow drop. Got some height on that one. 1, 2. And only a 2 for Wild Thing that time. And Bennett with a kick right between the eyes. And just like that, Bennett is back in this thing. Shelly Bennett with the Women's World Champion in the corner. And look at Bennett go. Cover here by Bennett. 1, 2, 3. Not quite. Mullins had to use a lot of energy to kick out of that one. Mullins is definitely in trouble. And Shelly Bennett knows it. Reversal by Mullins. And look at this. The neckbreaker turns it around into the facebuster. 2. And only a 2. Shelly Bennett able to kick out. But Mullins has Bennett right where she wants her. Shelly Bennett is vulnerable. And Mullins now was going to go for the headbutt, I think, but was cut off by Bennett. And down across the back of the knee with the chop block. Tammy Mullins looking to put this one away. Headbutt. Grabs the arm into the overdrive. 1, 2, 3. Whoa, no. Hold the phone. Shelly Bennett shoots the right shoulder up off the canvas at the last moment. Mullins not going to give her any break. Gut wrench suplex. But Shelly Bennett able to kick out of the overdrive. Went for a low drop kick, but did not connect. And Shelly Bennett, she's on Dream Street, but she's trying to get back in this thing. How did she kick out of the overdrive? Look at that kick. 1, 2, 3. It nearly caught the Women's World Champion off guard and nearly took this one, did Shelly Bennett. And a spinning roundhouse kick by Tammy Mullins. Bennett is down. Bennett is reeling. And Mullins now sending Bennett to the corner. And now up on the top. Oh, no, wait a minute. We've lost transmission. What is happening here? We're having a technical difficulty there of some sort, and somewhere in that time, Shelly Bennett was able to regain control, sent Tammy Mullins over the top rope into the floor, and now Shelly Bennett is pouring on the punishment. Went for the knee drop, missed that time, and Mullins back in control, sends her to the railing. Now Tammy Mullins sets her up right across the steel guardrail. I apologize for that technical difficulty a moment ago. The official had made it up to 5, but both of these ladies are back in the ring. And the neck breaker, turns it around into the face buster yet again, does Tammy Mullins, and Mullins again in control, in the driver's seat, if you will. Headbutt, grabs the arm, pops her up into the overdrive, cover, 1, 2, 3, and the victory for Wild Thing. It took a second one, but now after the second overdrive, Tammy Mullins was able to put away Shelly Bennett. A big victory, and there's the number 1 contender, the superstar Hallie Nolan, making sure that Mullins knows that she's paying attention. Another big moment in GWA history in this past year. Back in November, the United States heavyweight title and the World heavyweight title were both on the line. Everything or nothing in Las Vegas at Score or Bust. 2 out of 3 falls. The first fall went to then United States heavyweight champion Arthur Caldwell. The second fall would go to then World's Heavyweight Champion, strongman Aldo P. Wallace, with his patented press slam. But in the end, it was the United States Heavyweight Champion Arthur Caldwell locking on the inverted figure 4 leg lock, and Aldo P. Wallace had to submit, and therefore Arthur Caldwell would unify the United States and World Heavyweight Championships. A very big night that night. Ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, one-on-one action as Eric of the Viking Raiders is scheduled to go up against one half of the World's Tag Team Champions, Derek Wright.
Viking Raiders from Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 247 pounds,
Eric of the Viking Raiders, looking to gain some momentum for his team. The Viking Raiders, once again, the number 1 contenders for the GWA World Tag Team titles. The Viking Raiders, once again on a quest for gold. And in order to get it, they're going to have to go through the World Tag Team Champions High Energy. But tonight, it is strictly one-on-one competition. Eric waiting for his opponent.
And his opponent, representing High Energy from Salem, Oregon, weighing in at 217 pounds, one half of the Global Wrestling Alliance World Tag Team Champions, Derek Wright.
And here comes one half of the World's Tag Team Champions, Derek Wright, alongside his tag team partner, Willie Jones, and of course, their manager, the leader of the Homestead, Don Holmes himself. And as always, it appears Don Holmes has something to say, so let's take it to the ring. Yeah, thank you for the additional introduction, Mr. Holmes. Derek Wright and Eric. The bell sounds and we're underway. And Derek Wright through the ropes and over by his partner and manager. He's just going to hide behind them. Eric, look at him. He wants to get at Derek Wright so badly. He was restrained by the official. And Derek Wright just buying time. Now going up the steps and back off the apron. And he's just playing games here with Eric at this point. Derek Wright and Eric off to the other side. And Willie Jones now taking Eric and throwing him back into the ring. Derek Wright gets kicked right in the shin. He's going to block that and a twisting clothesline. And Derek Wright used that right to his advantage. Here's a cover. And I didn't think that's going to get it done that early. But Derek Wright playing games with Eric, buying time, trying to frustrate Eric, trying to get into his head, and trying to throw him off his game before the match really even truly begins. And now Eric in control of Derek Wright, but Wright with a couple of elbows in the breadbasket. And against the ropes. Bulldog by Derek Wright. He's going to turn him over into the cover. One. And only a one this time. And Eric with the kick out. And the official needs to keep an eye on all the traffic on the outside of the ring as well as the action inside it. So we got Ivar, we have Willie Jones, and we have Don Holmes. A bunch of combustible elements out there. And win for the double axe handle smash, caught and dropped with the backbreaker by Eric. And look at this, big high impact slam. And now Eric's going to the top rope. He's waiting for his opponent. And I think he slipped. I think he slipped off the top rope there. He gains control. And Derek Wright again with a couple of elbows. Placed right in the abdomen. In a crossbody, a cover. 1, 2. And just a 2 that time as well. Kick right to the face by Eric. Eric hooks him up into the to-bone suplex. And now he's got Derek Wright in his sights. The running knee strike, but blocked. And Derek Wright with a perfect counter to that maneuver. He caught Eric. He's stomped him a couple times in the stomach. And Derek Wright with the downward spiral. And a long 2 count for Derek Wright. But Eric somehow, some way gets the shoulder up. And he's still alive in this matchup. Drops the leg, does Derek Wright. Eric pops back up, tackles Derek to the mat. And he picks him back up. Another high impact slam by Eric. And now Derek Wright is reeling. Wright back up to his feet. Couple of strikes. That one blocked and a headbutt by Eric. And Eric going back upstairs. Right in front of Don Holmes and Willie Jones. Win for the elbow drop. Off the top rope. No water in the pool. He crashed and burned. And Derek Wright is going to use that time to powder back out of the ring. Break up the momentum there of Eric. And now look, yeah, he's a big guy on campus when he's standing behind basically 2 bodyguards there. The official up to 4, and now Derek Wright back to the apron, through the ropes. And now he's going to take advantage of that situation as well until Eric comes back with a forearm. Now in the ropes and wrenching and tearing at that left arm. Eric hooks him up, snap suplex. And Eric has regained control yet again. He's been keeping his cool. There's the running knee strike right on the chin. 1, 2, 3. No, so close. So very close for Eric. But Derek Wright was able to get the shoulder up. And look at that, the full Nelson into the kick. The soccer punt. 1, 2, 3, and Eric has done it. Let's look at this maneuver one more time. He hooks him up with a full Nelson, and as he falls, he kicks him right in the back. And that was enough to put Derek Wright away and gain a victory for Eric. As of right now, the Viking Raiders are on a roll against High Energy. Can they keep that momentum flowing? Well, ladies and gentlemen, another major event on April 2nd, 2023. At WrestleFest, Ric Flair would have his final match. A couple weeks before, he would show up on Supercharged, which would lead to this match for the heavyweight championship of the world, Ric Flair's last match ever. And boy, oh boy, was it a barn burner. Ric Flair and Arthur Caldwell gave everything they had. They beat the hell out of each other that night. All for the heavyweight championship of the world. They were inside the ring, outside the ring. At one point, Ric Flair was able to break out of the inverted figure 4, but ultimately, later on, the inverted figure 4 would be enough and Ric Flair would have to submit. But what a moment and what a match in the history of Global Wrestling Alliance. And speaking of Arthur Caldwell, the world's heavyweight champion, he's in action next in our main event against Big Bubba Mason.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Tacoma, Washington, weighing in at 238 pounds, the Global Wrestling Alliance World Heavyweight Champion, Pretty Boy Arthur Caldwell.
The world's heavyweight champion, Pretty Boy Arthur Caldwell, recently had a match with handsome Harry Sharp where Sharp's career was on the line and the world title was at stake. Caldwell obviously victorious, and now he has learned that as of last week, after a victory, Sharp's former tag team partner, Mr. Amazing Ray Snyder, is now the new #1 contender for his World Heavyweight Championship after he stole a victory from Caldwell's opponent here tonight, Big Bubba Mason.
And his opponent from Perry, Oklahoma, weighing in at 324 pounds, Big Bubba Mason.
Well, it may not be for the official #1 contendership, but a victory here for Big Bubba Mason over the current World's Heavyweight Champion. Even if it wouldn't put him at #1 as the #1 contender, I would gotta believe he would be a strong #2 if he can gain this non-title victory over the champ right here on our 1-year anniversary special for Global Wrestling Alliance. Here we go, our main event set to get underway. You've got to be kidding me. Nope. No joke. Here comes the new #1 contender, Mr. Amazing Ray Snyder's coming out here. And it appears he's going to pull up a chair right here at ringside. He's going to get a bird's eye view of this matchup. Both combatants are ready. The bell sounds and we're underway. Big chop by Caldwell. Follows it up with another. Make that a hat trick trifecta. Sends Mason into the ropes. Mason avoids that. And now a vice grip on the head of the world's heavyweight champion. Well, this night just got a lot harder for Arthur Caldwell. Not only did he already have Bubba Mason to deal with tonight, but now he's got Mr. Amazing Ray Snyder sitting out there at ringside. Mason hooks him up, but reversal and into the arm drag by Caldwell. Caldwell serves him up another knife edge chop. Caldwell now picks the leg. And like the master technician that he is, Arthur Caldwell starts to sink into the game plan. You take out the legs of Bubba Mason, he's no longer bigger than you. He can't kick you in the face with that big boot, and you have a lot better chance of winning. Caldwell once again picks the leg and rips at the hamstring. Goes for the cover here. 1, 2, and a 2 count that time for the world's heavyweight champion. Caldwell measures him, drops the knee right into the top of the head. Caldwell, another cover. One, not even a 1 that time. Bubba Mason immediately kicks out. Caldwell locks up with Bubba Mason again. He's got him in control right now. Sends him face first to the buckle. Serves up another knife edge chop to the large chest of Big Bubba Mason. Drops the elbow. Cover by Caldwell. 1, 2. And not this time either. Bubba Mason kicks out, and the match will continue. Mason with a kick right to the face. And now they lock up. Mason sent hard into the corner. And now Ray Snyder has gotten the attention of the world champion, and this may go down right here. I'm sure Snyder not happy with how things turned out. With Harry Sharp's world title match, Bubba Mason, always the competitor, going to take advantage of that situation. And now Ray Snyder, after causing the distraction and getting Arthur Caldwell socked in the face, he's just going to take his leave now, apparently. The official now up to 3, and Bubba Mason is laying it in now. Down across the arm. That one distraction by Ray Snyder, it has turned the entire tide of this matchup. Suplex on the floor, my God. The official now up to 6. And Mason now, I don't know if he's just taunting him or exactly what he's doing there. And the official now up to 8. Mason back in the ring and right back out. He's going to break the count. Possibly could have got a count out victory there. Now he just gets his head smashed into the barricade and sent flying. Big flying elbow drop there by the world's champion. And Caldwell fighting his way back into this thing. A knee by Mason. And Mason now steps right over the top of him. Right down on the arm by Big Bubba Mason. And look at that strength. Are you kidding me? Just throwing the world's champion around like a rag doll. The official up to 6 yet again. Mason back into the ring. And Caldwell now makes it back in. Bubba Mason, I have no idea what he was doing, spending too much time gloating. But Caldwell's going to take advantage of it, picks the leg, and doing more damage to the leg of Bubba Mason. Again, this man always has a game plan, and he executes it flawlessly, but he just got tossed over Big Bubba Mason's head, and the big boot. And this match, in the blink of an eye, ladies and gentlemen, is probably over. What a series of offense by Bubba Mason, but no, the rope break is going to break that cover up. Here's another one. 1, 2, 3. No, so close. That split second. And look at Caldwell pop back up like a spring chicken. Sweeps the leg. And Mason now with a headbutt to the back of the head. And the side body toss. Caldwell tried to just jump right back into this thing. He was cut off by Mason. But look at Caldwell fight back yet again. What a match on our main event for our 1-year anniversary special. Knockdown. Make it a second for Caldwell. There's a third. And Bubba Mason is now reeling. Big clothesline. Squashes him in the corner. Mason right back up. Locks up with the world champ again. Elbows into the breadbasket. Caldwell now picks the leg, rips at the hamstring yet again. Caldwell with a stop to the face. Caldwell measures Mason, drops the knee right in the back of the head. And Caldwell's going for it. He figures it's time. He's done a lot of damage to the legs. He's got it locked in. He's got it locked in, and it is cinched in deep. Bubba Mason in the middle of the ring, nowhere to go, and he's got to give it up. And your winner is the World's Heavyweight Champion, Arthur Caldwell. Even this distraction by Mr. Amazing Ray Snyder was not enough to deter the world's champion from victory here tonight. He was able to recover, lock on the inverted figure four, and able to gain the victory.
Here is your winner, pretty boy, Arthur Caldwell.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have one last clip to show you from this previous year of GWA history, and it may be one of the biggest moments in our one-year history. In our first ever show, the World Heavyweight Championship Tournament. Handsome Harry Sharp, a man that we were just talking about, and Chris Van Diver were in the finals. And it was 2 out of 3 falls. The first fall went to Harry Sharp by use of the claw. Chris Van Diver would answer back by wrapping him up and dropping him with the hammerlock DDT. But the third and deciding fall would come when Van Diver would go for the fan cutter, reversed into the power slam, and handsome Harry Sharp made history by becoming the first ever GWA World's Heavyweight Champion. A monumental moment in his career and in the career of all professional wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, we sure hope that you've enjoyed the show. And wait a minute, we got music sounding yet again. And he's here, ladies and gentlemen. Harry Sharp is here on Supercharged.
Making his way to the ring from Kent, Washington, weighing in at 328 pounds, handsome Harry Sharp.
Handsome Harry Sharp is here. I don't believe it. Handsome Harry Sharp put his career on the line at Mayhem for a shot at the World's Heavyweight title. Was unsuccessful, was forced to retire due to the stipulation. I never thought I'd see him here in a GWA ring again, and he makes a surprise appearance here tonight for our 1-year anniversary special. Let's send it down to the ring. What a moment in GWA history. And what a speech by that man, Handsome Harry Sharp. Sir, you will be missed. Thank you for everything. And thank you, everybody, for joining us for our 1-year anniversary special. Tune in next week for another edition of GWA's Supercharged.